Guns, violence, and a cameo appearance from the Tarantino himself. What's not to like about this 1992 crime classic? Reservoir Dogs is written and directed by Quentin Tarantino and stars Harvey Keitel, Michael Madsen, Tim Roth, Chris Penn, Steve Buscemi, and of course, the Tarantino himself. It just rolls right off the tongue, the Tarantino. The Tarantino. The Tarantino. We are introduced to a group of criminals who are recruited by crime boss Joe Cabot, played by Lawrence Tierney, to take part in a simple jewelry store heist. And in order to protect their identities, they're each given fake names to call each other by. Unfortunately, things don't go according to plan. In fact, they go from 0 to 100 very quickly when we find a bloodied Mr. Orange, played by Tim Roth, in the back of a car with Mr. White, played by Harvey Keitel, at the wheel trying to keep him calm. After a long dramatic drive, they find their way back to the warehouse rendezvous point where Mr. White lays Mr. Orange down in his wounded self. Just then, Mr. Pink, played by Steve Buscemi, barges in a complete panic and starts speculating that one of them has to be a rat. Tensions rise between Mr. White and Mr. Pink until, of course, their quarrel is interrupted by the arrival of Mr. Blonde, played by Michael Madsen. Mr. Blonde brings them a gift right from the trunk of his car. Yeah, you guessed it. He literally kidnaps one of the cops that disrupted the heist. How insane is that? Soon after that, nice guy Eddie, played by Chris Penn, pops up and he's pissed as hell and asks Mr. White and Mr. Pink to leave with him for a little while. Man, was that a bad idea. Mr. Blonde is now left alone with a tied up police officer and decides to have some fun, by just cutting his ear off. Yeah, you heard me. He literally cut the man's ear off. Y'all probably forgot that while this is all happening, Mr. Orange is still dying in a pool of his own blood. But he isn't dead enough though, because then he pops a few slugs into Mr. Blonde, putting the mofo down. Once everyone returns and sees the bloodshed, crime boss Joe Cabot accuses Mr. Orange of being the rat. Mr. White, though, defends his bloodied friend's honor, which ends up in all three, Joe Cabot, nice guy Eddie, and Mr. White, being gun to gun, inevitably shooting each other down. Mr. Pink then decides to escape with the stashed diamonds, leaving a wounded Mr. Orange and Mr. White behind. Upon leaving the warehouse, he's met by a group of police officers who end up shooting him down. Mr. White proceeds to cup Mr. Orange into his arms, and during this sentimental moment, Mr. Orange thought it the best time to reveal that he was the rat after all. Ouch. Moral of the story, just don't trust anyone. Seriously, even if it's your own mother, just don't. This film is 1 hour and 40 minutes filled with drama, action, violence upon violence upon violence upon violence. Yeah, if you haven't picked up on it already, Tarantino really loves violence.
Why the need for so much gruesome, graphic violence? Why not let us imagine
Because it's so much fun, Jan.
Really?
Get it?
Oh, really?
He is one messed up homie. Reservoir Dogs was actually Tarantino's first big break in the world of film. And what makes this film so interesting is what makes many of Tarantino's films interesting. He is a master at using non-linear storytelling. Now, non-linear storytelling is exactly that. It's non-linear. It's telling a story, but not necessarily in a chronological order. The beauty of Tarantino is that he is able to keep the audience guessing by literally throwing us between the past and the present, like some weird time machine scientist person thing. How amazing is it that Reservoir Dogs is rated one of the top 10 heist films out there without Quentin Tarantino ever showing the heist happening? According to Tarantino, this was a budgetary issue, but later Tarantino realized he enjoyed the idea of telling a story about something that isn't actually ever seen, so that the audience keeps focused on the effect rather than the cause. The closest we ever get to seeing the heist is the scene with Mr. Pink running down the road being chased by the cops. It goes without saying that Reservoir Dogs has certainly made its mark as one of the legendary movies of film history, with its gripping storyline and mystery between a group of criminals and a heist gone wrong. Stellar performances from an amazing cast and an eargasmic soundtrack. I'm gonna go ahead and give this film 9 out of 10. What's up, film fanatics? Thank you so much for watching this film review, and stay tuned for more videos like this one. Better yet, show some appreciation by giving me a thumbs up on the video, as well as following me on my social media at FilmGuyTory, just to keep up to date with any new content coming your way very soon. This is Film Guy Tory, fading out.